This is Calendar Park in Falkirk, at the Roman-themed play park, one of many regeneration projects along the line of the Wall. Play park here emerged as a result of consultation with the community, partners and stakeholders. It's one of 5 play parks that have been installed along the length of the Wall. It was old and dilapidated. Falkirk Community Trust, which is responsible for the play park, were keen to change the play park, and our project came along and had the funding available to contribute towards the play park. There's lots of interpretation to engage children and educate. This is the main play frame, so it is made to look like a replica Roman fort. And this really came out of consultation with young people, so they wanted to see a big piece of play equipment that had lots of play value, which it absolutely does for children and young people of different ages. So in addition to the play fort, we also have these circular trampolines here, and the trampolines have been designed to look like the Lilia defensive pits that you would find at Roughcastle Fort, which isn't very far from here. Another feature of the play park here at Calendar Park is these wooden carvings. So we've got 2 of them. We've got this one, which is reflecting a Roman centurion, and we've got another one of a local clan chief. And these were put in to reflect the fact that we know that there was trade locally between the Romans and the Iron Age population.
It's made a really big impact on the local community. This was already a great place in the middle of the park, but new life's been breathed into it through the Roman theme, and we feel that families are now choosing to make a special visit here, and they're staying longer. There's much more opportunities for creative play here, and also it caters to a wider range of ages, which is great for us. So we really feel like the project has created a legacy for the local community and something they can really enjoy and benefit from. Initially, we went into local primary schools and we worked with a range of kids from different classes to get a wide range of ideas from different age groups on what they found really engaging for play and what they already understood about the Romans, and we tried to link that back to some of the design. And then a special team came in from the Rediscovering the Antonine Wall project and worked with an increased range of schools, and they played games with them to encourage them to share their ideas and to increase their understanding of why the wall was strategically important, and that encouraged them to draw pictures, which were used by the designers when they created the play park to add some very special local touches.
Something that the project aims to do is to deliver projects equally for each local authorities, and to ensure that everyone's voice is heard and that everyone has access to the wall and to the projects that we're putting forward. We have approximately 30 community projects where we're working to co-develop projects with communities along the length of the Antonine Wall.
So the idea for sculpture came about during one of our community consultations, and the idea was to put a massive sculpture at the entrance of Kinnaird Estate to remind people of the local Roman heritage as the wall just passes through Kinnaird Estate. We first discussed it with the Hidden Heritage Group, a local community group, who came up with a brief for artists and then put out that brief through Creative Scotland. We received 8 applications. The group chose 4 of them, and those were then put to the public vote at Bowness Library. Sculpture was created by Phil Neal, and his inspiration was the horse harness strap that was found here during excavations of the Roman fortlet. So it's really an object from the Antonine Wall time.
The main benefit of the sculptures is the way that it's brought the communities together to help design them, but also these places are important to the communities. They're very proud of the places that they live, the places that they work. The whole point of the sculptures is to kind of draw people to the areas, to show that there's something important here, there's something interesting, they're steeped in history, and that's the stories that the communities wanted to tell. So the main thing for the sculptures is that they do that. They bring people in, they make people stand up and take notice of them, and they can share the pride they have in their areas. Folk love the fact that there's something there. It's a wee glimpse into what might lie beyond it, so it's an excuse to go exploring a bit further, but they love the fact that there's something there that marks their town. The group that worked on this, they wanted something that made people kind of go, wow, what's that? This sculpture does that. It's brilliant. It is modern, but that's fine. It was never an intention to recreate something that looked old. That's been done. There's plenty of old stuff here to go and look at. This is a modern take on it.
So during consultation we had been in contact with Cycling Without Age Scotland, and the idea came up to help local chapters of Cycling Without Age Scotland to have Antonine Wall themed trishaws, which will help people with lower mobility, so older community members or people with disabilities, to go up to the sites that they would usually not be able to go to.
Folk just don't know about the Antonine Wall, so this project's doing loads of stuff to make people aware, to encourage them to come and explore and discover and enjoy the features that are here, and to learn about the history of the area, which is all well and good if you can get to it. So what tends to happen is once people's mobility becomes impaired, or they can't walk as far, they can't cycle, they see the world from car windows and cafe windows and car parks, but actually the really interesting and important stuff is usually a little bit more remote than that. So the trishaws will reconnect people that maybe can't walk so far. They can go and explore exactly the same stuff as you and I might want to go and explore. They can go and enjoy it, and they can go and see for themselves. Trishaw is just like an extra pair of legs for folk that can't use their own so well anymore.
The Roman-themed sculpture in Bonnybridge is another great example of our work with a local community group. In this instance, we worked with the Green Hill Historical Society, and their aim was to create a sculpture that would remind of Bonnybridge's Roman and industrial heritage.
Very proud of our link with the Romans. So the idea was that we would have some sort of design linked to the Roman fort. The fact that the work that you're doing attracts more interest to Roughcastle Fort, for instance, is a benefit to the community in general, and even to the economy of the community. Every time I walk past here, there's somebody looking at it, you know, and they're now reading what's going on, and they're obviously very interested. It's quite an unusual wee thing, you know. It's not immense, but it's very attractive, and the fact it was actually produced by an artist, it intrigues people. They like the idea of that. A wee bit of public art.